Hey everyone, Thyworm here. Summer Game Fest started. I watched the whole thing, and if you haven't, this is the video for you. Today I'm covering all the interesting PC titles. PC titles I would create videos for on this channel, that is. Let's go. And if you enjoyed the video, the gaming news, PC game updates, maybe give me a like or consider subscribing. It helps out a lot really, so thanks. Starting off in pretty much chronological order with Tiny Tina's Wonderland, a spin-off of Borderlands starring of course Tiny Tina and probably a bunch of other characters from that universe. Judging from the trailer, the devs and the publisher, for all intents and purposes, this is just Borderlands. So if you enjoyed that, you're probably good to go. And who doesn't enjoy Borderlands, right? Release window is early 2022. Hideo Kojima seems to say his final goodbyes to the Metal Gear franchise, shelving the box which was so iconic for the genre. No new snakes for him, but instead the director's cut for Death Stranding, coming soon. After 16 years of announcing this would happen, it actually finally happened. Amazon Games might actually release their first successful game. Their first game that they don't have to shut down immediately. Because Lost Ark is finally coming to the West. Well, most of the West, because certain countries like my country, the Netherlands, and our beloved neighbors, the Belgians, are not on the list. At least for the alpha. But it doesn't bode well because we have lootbox laws in place preventing games from predatory practices, whether it's alpha or full release. I support those laws actually and hope more countries start doing this. It immediately raises pay-to-win concerns, especially with Amazon involved and how they've handled New World so far. So those concerns are warranted, I would say, so beware of that crap. If you're still excited, and to be fair, the game does look pretty good still after all those years, you may be able to play it in the fall of this year. There was a short showcase of Chivalry 2, but I'm playing that game as we speak, and I have a first impressions video coming out real soon. Vampires the Masquerade Blood Hunt dropped a trailer, and that is confusing to me because I only knew about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, the sequel to the rather popular original from 2004. Did they rename it? Because that game was announced ages ago and the development time is almost outliving your average vampire lifespan. I don't know. Whatever this is, it is still alpha footage, although it looks decent. These games aren't about the looks though, but about the story and the RPG elements, and Vampires got that covered usually. Once this releases, which is a while because for 2021 only an alpha test is planned, it might be a very interesting game. Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance showed a bit of multiplayer, including Joff and the dev, playing it in 4-player co-op, and I'm not sure what to think about this game, because it should be something that appeals to me, but it really doesn't. It looks super clunky, combat does not seem impactful at all, characters are sort of floating in the air, and if you ask me, this game isn't really finished, but released anyway. I could be wrong though, release date is June 22nd, which is real soon. Tribes of Midgard released another trailer. I played this game quite a bit actually in beta, and back then there was still a lot of work to be done. The concept is pretty cool, but the execution was pretty horrible. You run a small camp and you need to protect it from giants by gathering materials, building defenses, getting gear, crafting upgrades, that sort of thing. Every so often these giants come to demolish the camp and it's up to you to defend it. The main issue was the whole multiplayer aspect, because you're supposed to do this with your clan. The game lacked proper multiplayer features like party invites, chat, a map that showed where everyone was, etc. So unless you run your own server with people on Discord, you know it's really hard to get into, at least it was back then. I hope that's all fixed, but it's really not that long ago that this was the case, so I would be a little bit careful with this one based on what I've seen. The release date is set to July 27th. Then a game that I wouldn't necessarily play, but a game everybody is hyped about. It's Elden Ring. Trailer looks pretty amazing. It's that genre you either love or hate apparently, and I'm just not in the love category here. I'm sure plenty of other YouTubers are knowledgeable and drooling about this game though. Release is set for January 21st, 2022. Phantom Abyss, an indie game, seems basically like a first-person version of Curse of the Dead Gods. It's a really cool concept where you have a bunch of procedurally generated temples, and deep in those temples a relic is hidden. Your goal, get that relic, but you only get one shot like everybody else. There's more though, because there's a twist. Remember ghosts in racing games? This game basically has the same thing, but then those ghosts are visible in the temple and they all died because these are the ghosts of other players that tried to get the relic. And there's only one person that can claim the relic, and then the whole temple collapses. And by looking at the ghosts, you can see how others died. guide. Ghosts do also interact with the world, preventing you, for example, to grab a ledge. This concept sounds super original and I can't wait to try this out. It releases on Steam Early Access in June 2021, which is very soon. Loot River, I reported on this one once already, seems just sick. I love everything about this, the art style, the combat, the originality with the Tetris blocks, the pixel art, the roguelike elements, really everything about it. This trailer reveals a lot more of the gameplay in the actual game. It seems like a good mix between puzzle elements and making creative use of the platform while offering a challenging combat at the same time. The game is procedurally generated with hand-drawn components, which is something I always really appreciate. No release date just yet, but I am looking forward to this title. Summer Game Fest just started, but this is the summary for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it if you did and I might make more of these. Thanks for watching, see you soon, love you all, bye bye.